So, firstly, glad to have you. Can you start by giving an introduction of yourself and the Rorarium team, your experiences and all?
Thanks for having me. I'm Kai. Most of you have seen me around the Telegram and the Discord channel. Uh, I'm one of the five members of the team. Our team is made up of myself, Hyro, Shiru, Gizmodo, and Nobu. Nobu does all the graphics. The rest of us share the responsibility as far as all the technicals on the smart contracts, building up the websites, and all the stuff that you guys see throughout the project that we've been building so far. Um, we all have actually been friends for a couple of years in crypto now. We all met each other in a very similar setting that Rora currently has, being early to projects, chilling, helping build. And that's a lot of the foundation of what we ended up building for Rora. Uh, I actually, in real life, come from both a finance and fashion background. I've creative directed for about the last 5 to 7 years, and I spent about 5 years as a uh, international accountant before that. The rest of the team, Nobu has been a digital designer for well over a decade. Um, Gizmodo specializes in a lot of security related things, and Shiru and uh, Shiru and Hiro are very well knowledged as far as managerial aspects of multiple businesses. So we all came together through our crypto adventures and decided to create Rora. Um, Rora is a decentralized brand of sorts. It's really an decentralized intellectual property. And what we're doing with that is we're building this identity that is going to become one of the biggest brands in crypto. Uh, if you've ever been familiar with characters like Batman, Sonic the Hedgehog, Wonder Woman, stuff, superheroes. So what we did is we have invested both in DeFi protocols and in meme tokens. And the one thing about meme tokens that is really unique is that it's very easy for the everyday user to understand. However, there are certain problems with it, in my opinion. I believe they have more utility than people believe them to have. I just think it's not being marketed the right way. They're really just brands. And when you create a brand around an identity, you can use that and monetize it in several different ways. That's essentially what Rora is. It's the first of its kind, and we plan on building this brand out with our community through marketing initiatives, creative initiatives, and as the name of Rora grows, we will find ways to monetize it and generate the revenue for the ecosystem. That's a very short explanation of what we're doing.
This was a nice introduction about Rora. Okay. So, can you tell us what Rora is all about? What's motivated and what about the development of Rora?
Well,
Did you get
similar to
that?
how I just described, Rora is a the evolution of a meme token. It's a culture token. And
Mm.
with that, the token gives you property rights to the decentralized brand of Rora. When you purchase the Rora token, you earn, you're buying your membership into our community, which we call the Guardians. It gains you, revenue share of all the future Rora products that we're going to be building and the revenue that we're going to be generating. You also get IP rights in Rora. And what you can do with that is you can actually create your own lore, you can create your own NFTs, you can really become a part of the actual building process for the ecosystem. The best way I would describe it is the same way that there's open source code that anyone can come in and start to work on. Rora is an open source IP to the people that own the Rora token. So they can come and start building their own storylines and their own art styles and stuff for the Rora name. And then as we build up the IP, we'll find ways to generate revenue through NFTs, um, through merchandise, through partnership deals, all that type of stuff. I actually come from a primarily finance and fashion background, so I am really good at finding ways to generate revenue from merch, figurines, and stuff like that. Um, without completely doxing myself, I did work with a lot of the bigger name brands in the fashion industry. So as we grow the brand of Roar, there will be many different ways that we can monetize the way that Roar generates revenue and brings it to the ecosystem. We are creating a unique type of visual novel. You can call it like a comic book or a manga, but it's going to be way more interactive than that. Similar to how we have the current manifesto, that they actually have like the animated visuals on the page and all that type of stuff. So it's like an evolved version of a comic book or a manga. We're actually going to feature in sounds. That's why we have, like Izu made a roar song. I would love to see that in one of the actual lore pieces. Um, so it's going to be the first real Web3 like anime creation. Um, and for the most part, that is what the brand is. I mean, we have many different things. We have automated staking. We have all the NFTs that we're currently building behind the scenes. We have our show to earn and our create to earn. And that we are using to actually build the foundation of the project. Show to earn, it's basically building our own in-house marketing agency. I've grown a lot of brands from nothing. So the one thing I learned along all my travels is that you need to have a foundation of people that care about the product. If you can't do that, you might as well not build anything. So what we decided to do was incentivize the entire community to get hands on with the marketing process of Rora. That way, as we grow, we have the core foundation of people that are like Rora Maxis, people that care and are in and out of the Telegram every single day. That way, as we start to release products, we have this foundation of people ready to shill, ready to create content, and we can go viral whenever we want. Because really, the only thing that keeps a product from being unsuccessful or successful is being able to make it go viral at will. Which, if anyone's been paying attention to the metrics we've been doing lately in Twitter, we're ranking with like the top meme tokens that have been around for like 6 months to a year now. And we just got started. So, from a branding and awareness perspective, Roar is absolutely killing it. Which is exactly what we need to be doing in order to, sell NFTs and sell merch, create anime that people are actually going to want to like go and read or watch. Um, and because Roar is an intellectual property, we can monetize it in so many different ways. We can, make a show, we can make the games, we can make multiple games. We can license it out to other people. For example, like something I've done in the past is you license out the IP to like Zoomies, and they'll produce a bunch of shirts for it, and Hot Topic and places like that. So the more we build out the IP of Rora, the more we can monetize it. And the reason that this project is going to be such a big thing for crypto is we don't even have to market ourselves to the normal world as a crypto project. We can simply just sell the lore, sell the character, sell the idea of what Rora stands for to like the normie world, and they would just want to experience the lore, the storyline, the graphics, the merch, and all that for what it is. Like for example, Hello Kitty. No one even really knows what Hello Kitty is, but it's everywhere, right? Well, that's what a properly executed IP looks like. And that's what we're building with Rora. We're just changing the way that revenue would be shared and changing the way the collaborative and creative process would go around it.
Okay, that was nice. So let's get into it. That's very nice intro by the way again. Now about Rora itself, what are the special features to attract investors to the platform and all you know?
Well, initially, we attracted our initial community members through the daily bounties and the creator and that type of stuff. Now, what we're doing is we're starting to branch out behind the scenes into actually building products. Like, for example, we have a surprise utility that's coming out very soon. It's actually going to make Rora deflationary on a weekly level. Um, we also have the phase two of the Shield Earn, which is what I call the quest board. We're going to start branching out beyond just Twitter. We're going to start reaching out to YouTube, to Reddit, other platforms to start diversifying our marketing. And we're also building the first Web3. It's like a social media browsing experience of its type. We call it the Guardian Network. And what we're going to be able to do with that is we're going to be able to create like daily missions and stuff that gamifies the community experience further. Because the one thing that we've been really strong at is building like this live action role play gamified community experience. And no one's ever done it like this. And what we're doing is as we're building the Guardian Network, we're gonna release the very initial raw version so people can get into it. And I don't have an official release date on it yet, but it is in the works. We have started building it already. And what it's going to do is Guardians are going to be able to log in with their profiles and they're going to be able to start doing the daily missions and bounties and building up the name of Rora. And they're going to gain experience. They're going to gain Rora tokens. It's going to be the first real community Web3 experience of its type. And that's the one thing that we love to preach at Rora. We're the first at everything, right? We're the first show to earn. We're the first to create to earn. We're the first decentralized IP in the liquid token form. We're going to be the first Guardian network of its type. I mean, I pride myself in originality, and so does the rest of the team. Everything we're doing from top to bottom is absolutely original, done by us. And now we're starting to have developments made by the community. We're building we're actually about halfway through the process of building the first Genesis NFT series that's going to be focused on driving, revenue to the Rora token. And we already also started collaborating with one of the community members behind the scenes on creating a lore-based NFT series. Because she's a community member that actually started writing her own unique Rora lore. She reached out to us and showed it to us. And I was such a big fan of it that I just wanted to see it at the highest level, which would be like, all the visuals being made, maybe even making like a little soundtrack for it and releasing that as a community. So with Rora, we always magically find a way to do something new every day because we have so many wonderful people in our community. There's always something going on in Rora. We don't believe in a lot of projects believe in like little bullish catalysts, like let's hold out for 3 weeks so that we wait for the market to pump. Rora is always going to be doing something. So there's always going to be something to be investing in. That's why the whole concept is built around the collaboration of so many people. Uh, there's going to be a point where not even the team can keep up with everything that's going to be going on in the ecosystem because there's just going to be so much. And that's where we want to get to. Because of my creative background as a creative director, collaborations the collaborations are the most important key about building a brand once you build the initial foundation. So with Rora, we're going to be doing a lot of cross marketing, a lot of collaborations across the space, a lot of collaborations within the community. We can really, because of how Rora is built with the fact that it's a decentralized intellectual property, the sky is the limit as far as what we can do, what we're already doing, and what we're going to continue to do. We're going to go cross chain. That's always been in the plans. And we're trying to do it in a smart way that doesn't doesn't dilute the value of tokens or anything like that. Because we want, our day one guardians to always feel like we have their best interest in mind because we do. But we plan on having Rora on Ethereum, Solana, Phantom, Aurora, Near, pretty much every blockchain we could put her on. That's where it's going. If Doge Chain proves to not be a complete scam, I wouldn't even mind being there. And these are things that the community is all going to be able to vote on. And as Rora grows, we want more of the community's opinion to be involved in all the process of everything that we're doing. And we also have a few more partnerships to announce because I know there's a lot of people that love partnership announcements and stuff like that. So we have a couple of more coming. One of them is actually going to be a partnership with one of our first ever content creators. He's going to become the first ever official Rora ambassador. He's actually going to be doing an education series for the YouTube channel that we're launching. That way, we can teach everyone everything there is to know about Rora from both a lore perspective and from a technical perspective. And we also have a pretty big announcement with, I'd say, one of the bigger crypto projects in the space, with the up and coming surprise utility that we're dropping. So there is also that for the people that want the immediate bullish catalysts. I would say those are the 2 to 3 next big moves that are going to be coming out soon.
Okay, next, um, can you tell us the form of security you offer to investors?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Are you Can you tell me the form of security you offer to investors? Are you guys
Um,
docs, KYC, or something?
we did docs to BSC Daily when we did our partnership. They haven't like officially announced it or anything, but if you hit them up, they'll actually confirm that. We have the liquidity locked for over a year. We and then the way we built the tokenomics, they're actually to prevent whale manipulation. So there is that. And in addition to all that, we also do have all the project related tokenomics, all the project related wallets in our docs. So we have everything multi-sigged. That's also in the documents. You can go look it up. You can see all the wallets. You can check it out. We even have the wallets labeled on BSC scan. And then again, as long as the liquidity is locked, nothing can actually ever be rugged. And we will be extending that liquidity once we grow some more. Um, so, I mean, we've been doxed by BSC Daily. The tokenomics themselves are built around building the ecosystem. We have a 1.9% price impact protection to prevent just, ruthless dumping of the token by any type of bigger investors. We've had some people try, and if anything, the Guardians just ended up becoming richer because of it, which was amazing. And yeah, I mean, we take security very seriously. Our contracts, we are going to be getting a series of audits done, but they've all been peer reviewed by some of the biggest developers in the space. Like, for example, our token contract was peer reviewed by Polaris, which is one of the biggest teams on Aurora chain, which is where we actually started. So we try to do our best to always keep security as one of our main priorities, to ensure that every guardian feels you're never going to feel fully safe in crypto, and I'm not going to create that illusion, but at least they feel like we have their best interest in mind. At the end of the day, we are in a very volatile asset class, and there's nothing that we can do to make anyone feel fully safe in crypto. But if we can get that to 99%, then that's what we're going to do.
So, have your smart contract been audited,
No,
or
just
that's been done already?
I I just answered that question. I said that the smart contracts have been peer reviewed by the Polaris team on Aurora chain, but we don't have any official like audit sticker.
Sorry, my bad.
Um, hello.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here.
The smart contracts have been peer reviewed by other teams. One of them being Polaris on the Aurora chain. We don't have an official audit sticker, but I mean we are in the process of getting audits. We just find them to be, how many projects have been audited that ended up getting exploited anyway. I don't really feel that most auditors in the space even know what they're doing. But I do understand that they make people feel safer, so we are getting them done. But at the end of the day, they have been peer reviewed. You can reach out to the Polaris team and actually ask them that. They'll back us up on it. But yes, we are getting the audits done within the next couple of months. I just feel that a lot of the auditing teams they like to charge a few $1,000s and they don't even know what they're looking at. But we will get it done within the next couple of months to give people that peace of mind.
What makes your token different from others?
I mean, we're the first at everything, right? I think I covered that with the fact that we're the first ever to do show to earn. We're the first ever to do create to earn. We're the first ever to be building the Guardian network that we're going to build. No one's going to come up with this before we do it. We're the first ever decentralized intellectual property in a liquid token form. Uh, we're pretty much the first ever original meme token concept that isn't based off of like an already existing dog or cat or fish or squid or whatever may have you. Um, the first real like culture token. What isn't different about Rora? I can't think of a single thing that makes us like any other project in the space.
Oh, you talked about NFTs earlier, so I wanted to like put more points on that.
Yes, our NFTs. Oh man, there's so much alpha I want to share on the NFTs that I just can't because I don't want to be front run. But do know that it will be a very, very unique experience. Again, and you guys are gonna get tired of me saying this, but the first of its kind. Um, it's gonna be a very immersive experience. It's going to take into account the person minting the NFT, and I can't wait. I'm very excited. And the thing about Roar is because we're a decentralized brand, we the same way that like for example Sonic the Hedgehog or a Marvel character has like multiple figurines and merchandise and different things like that. We're always gonna have something kind of building up with the NFTs. Like our first, like we're gonna have this first initial Genesis NFT series. That's gonna be so much fun for the community, and it's gonna be dropped gradually. It's not gonna be something where we just say here's 1,000 NFTs and go mint them. We're actually gonna make them very limited, very unique, very collectible in the beginning. We want people to actually care about the NFTs for the work that's actually being put into them rather than just creating a bullish catalyst for people to forget about after a week. So we're going to trickle them out, and the concepts that Nobu has been working on blow my mind. And when I tell you that I've worked with some of the top brands in fashion, I really have, and I've never seen an artist like Nobu. So it's a privilege to work with that guy because the work that he does is incredible. The concepts that I've been seeing so far for the NFTs blow my mind. I cannot wait to release it to the community. And in addition, that's just for the Genesis NFT series. That's not for any future written lore NFTs that we're going to be making because they are coming. At the end of the day, Rora is like an anime brand, so you have to have like some sort of comic or some sort of manga. So that is being built. There's always going to be something with the project that is being worked on with NFTs, and it's always going to focus on driving token growth. Because I feel like a lot of, not to speak ill of other projects, but I feel like a lot of projects forget about that. That if you have a token, that has to be the first priority, and the NFTs have to find a way to complement that. So from a financial standpoint, that is something that I always make sure is discussed and prioritized in everything that we're doing with the NFTs. And it's going to be a very unique experience, very immersive. And I know that the guardians that we already have in the ecosystem are going to be excited. I'm excited. I get bullish just thinking about it. And it's really hard for me to talk about it and not just spill all the beans. So I'm going to shut up now.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Kai. I see the community has some questions, so um let's see what they've got. Let's see. Mason.
I'm trying to see where I can see the questions. Uh, where are the questions at? Sorry, I'm having a.
Can you hear me?
Um,
Oh, okay.
Can you hear me, Kai?
Yes, I can.
I'm really fascinated about all you've said about your project and its uniqueness in the market right now. And I'm really proud and happy to be hearing you and all you've got planned.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm sure the Guardians do too.
Yeah, I got a question.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, yeah. My question is, you talked about create to earn utility. Am I
Yes.
right?
Yes.
How do you plan? With regards to your create to earn utility, would it just be limited to NFT creators alone?
Not at all. Actually, the first ever create to earn we ever had was Izu. He made a song, and we sent him tokens for that. Right now, we've been primarily focusing on show to earn because we wanted to build a foundational, basically marketing agency within the community so that people actually knew our name. I'm going to start creating much more. Well, not just myself, but myself, the rest of the team, and the community is going to start creating more create to earn mission, initiatives that are going to be featured on the upcoming Quest board, which is going to be the second phase of the creator economy. So that way, and the quest board is basically going to be this creation where we have more static, more stable missions for people to do. Because right now, the way most of our bounties work is they're done within a 24 to 48-hour period. The quest board would basically, a mission that's put on the quest board would last for like a week or two, some even a couple of months. That way, people can kind of, look at it, start working on it. They're for bigger things like art, for example. It's really hard to ask an entire a community of people to make a bunch of art in 24 to 48 hours. So what we're going to do is we're going to start putting creative missions on the quest board so that way people can actually take their time to make them. And we're going to have graphics, we're going to have music, we're going to have video. Pretty much anything anyone wants to create will be accepted as long as it's not, some like cheesy meme that you just copied off of like another project. We're trying to promote originality. And on the quest board, it'll have like a set guidelines, a set guideline of things that you can do. So that way we can help guide creatives through the process, but it's not limited to just NFT um, creatives at all. They don't even have to be NFTs. Whatever you want to create, we're very open to accepting. It just has to be original and not low effort. But we'll definitely make sure that we highlight all the guidelines and everything that's required for this when we release the quest board so that people can really start to go and dig in on the create to earn side of things.
That's wonderful. Then, one last question. The creators you're talking about, you said they were going to be paid in your token, as in Rora token. So I'm like asking, um, don't you think like that would create some kind of dump? And also, would it be based on the sales? Actually, let's say, for example, I have a collection of NFTs and I successfully have that on your marketplace. Would it be based off sales or something like that?
Well, in the beginning, because we're just trying to build up the brand, we're not even we're making it a sales based thing. I don't believe that it creates downward pressure. By the way, we don't ever we keep a very close eye on the runway and how much rewards we actually give, so that if people were to sell, it doesn't affect the price that much. If anything, we've actually the only reason there's ever been downward pressure on the price would be because people buy into Rora expecting it to quadruple overnight, like some of the rest of these tokens that start off at like 10,000 market cap, right? If they explode to 80,000 overnight, that's an 8x. Rora's already in the 300,000 range, so it's really hard to get that quick 3x from something like Rora unless we get a bunch of influencers all talking about it all at once and you know hundreds of thousands of dollars of volume come in overnight. We're focused on steady growth, and because we focus on steady growth, we're able to increase the price while also rewarding the creatives and the shillers within the ecosystem. In the last 2.5 months that we've been building, we've done I believe we've increased. At one point, we had increased by 10,000%, but now we made our way back. No, by 1,000%. Now we made our way back down to like a 5 to 600% increase. Um, so I know there's certain people that want 100x overnight. You're not going to get that with Rora. When we're building, people actually are going to need time to understand what we're building, and I liken us to like Shib. I liken us to more of like Ethereum ship, those types of tokens. They took a while for people to understand them. They didn't explode overnight. Shib, I bought it in early to Shib. I can tell you, for months, no one cared. Uh, and then all of a sudden, it's this thing where everyone cares all at once, and that's when everything starts to grow, and that's when things go crazy. That's pretty much the experience Rora is going to have. Fairly certain of it. And in between, we are all going to work as a community to build some really cool stuff. Right now, if anyone does want to try to sell NFTs to like the community, we actually encourage people to reach out to us so we can actually help you build the NFTs and help you actually do like a more official release. But people are welcome to create NFTs and sell them on like third party marketplaces. We eventually are going to have our own Rora NFT marketplace so that anyone that wants to create Rora related stuff has somewhere to put it. Right now, we've only had one person reach out to us about actually making NFTs, and we've already started to collaborate with them. So there is that. But yes, the initial create to earn will not be based on like a sales thing. It'll be more based on just making original, cool concepts that add to the longevity of the brand. That way, they can be monetized for years to come, not just for a week. That's how real intellectual properties work. They're not things that you kind of just throw into the pan, cook it for 5 minutes, get people excited for one dinner, and then once you ate the dinner, it's over. No, we're building like a farm. We want to feed the masses for as many years as possible. So right now we're in that stage where all the early art, all the early lore is going to become a real foundational part of like the future games, the future animes, the future visuals. That's what we want to build.
Yo, bro, I'm Splash by the way, but I wanna ask, where are we gonna see this token in like the next few years?
Where are we going to see Roar in the next few years? Well, I mean, in the last 2.5 months, we've already basically started to become one of the top most recognized meme tokens in the ecosystem. Unfortunately, we're in a bear market, so it's not reflecting as much into the price. I fully expect to see Roar become one of the top, 100 projects in the space, especially because we're not necessarily dependent on even crypto. When you build an IP, you can go and monetize it in multiple industries. Like it would be very easy for us to market to, for example, normies. You just show them an anime, you show them some cool graphics, you tell them a story, you create some merch. That's all you really need. I've done it a couple
Hey,
of times now.
right? I'm
Yes.
Kat.
Oh, hey,
I
Kat.
have a question.
Yes.
Bro, how
Where
do you
is
plan to get more exposure?
Rora come from? The thought.
Where does what? I'm sorry. Let me,
Who
Kath, just
was
let me answer
this?
Splash's question real quick, and then I will get to yours. Splash, what was your next question?
I asked, how do you plan on getting more exposure?
Well, I mean, a good part of our ecosystem is based on show to earn. We do have influencers that speak of us pretty much on a daily basis. With the phase 2 of the Quest board, we are reaching out to Reddit, TikTok, Stockwits, and YouTube. We have a big partnership announcement coming out within the next week or so, and with our first ever ambassador that's going to be creating video content for Aurora, pretty much like weekly or bi-weekly. And in addition, we also have with the utility that we're releasing within the next
Yeah.
week or two, we do have
Yeah.
bigger partnership announcement with that. With Rora, I mean, because it's a
Yeah,
brand,
yeah,
it's
man.
really about just continuously working with key opinion leaders, influencers that are going to spread the word of Rora, and always empowering our community to help spread the word as well. As much as we can find ways to generate revenue
Yeah,
and give it back to
what
the
up, man?
community
Yo, man.
to incentivize growth, that's what we're going to do.
Hey,
Yeah,
bro,
man. I have some. Yo, man. Are you
All
with
right.
me, bro?
Yes.
So
Hello.
I have some couple of questions over here, bro. Yeah, yeah, bro. I'm with you, man. Can you hear me, bro?
Yes, I can hear you, Bobby.
Yeah, so it's a passive income, right? So that means others get to earn for by holding, right? Hello, man.
Yeah, can you repeat that?
Um,
I heard passive income and like
I,
voting rights.
yeah, it's a passive income. So others get they get a rebate from by holding. So now the rebates will be gotten from the taxes, right? The buy and sell taxes.
Yes, basically what we've done is we've created a reflection system, and you can track your
So
reflections
it's
from the tracker
automatic.
tab. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
it's automatic.
how do you plan to sustain? Yeah. So how do you plan to sustain the rebates? Like how do you bring in the buy pressure? Because if people don't sell, others don't get the rebates. So how do you think to bring the buy pressure, and how do you keep on people buying? And I don't.
I mean, we keep the way we keep people buying, we get people to start buying is we just continue to spread the word. We continue to work with key opinion leaders as we already have. Like I said, we have influencers that speak about us every day. We're building out to other platforms like Reddit, YouTube, TikTok, Stockwits. We're going to be exposed to more buyers through that route. NFTs, merch, all the little bullish catalysts that you need for people to want to speak about a project we're going to be building. I can't wave a magic wand and get people to buy, but what you will get from me and the rest of the team is that we're not going to quit. We're ready and prepared to work for several years through a bear market. We're not
7 years,
relying on
bro.
this project. What happened?
You said 7 years. You keep working for 7 years, bro. Seems like a
Yeah,
very long time project
absolutely.
to me.
Bro,
Well,
Well,
I
that's
mean,
nice.
all projects should be long-term projects. If anyone launches a project and doesn't have the intention of working for at least 3 to 5 years on it, it's not a real project. That's how I
Yeah,
look
I
at it.
You're
agree.
right.
I agree.
I think you should be
So
ready and willing to work for at minimum of 3 to 5 years before you can start putting in other people in place to start taking your spot if you want an exit from the project. I don't see that with us as a
bro,
team. We want to keep building with the community, but we're ready and willing to keep building. We're ready and willing to do whatever it takes to see Rora succeed. And when I say you're really early, you're really early. I mean, we're 2.5 months in. We're already one of the top 10 meme tokens in the space, and we haven't even really gotten started. We haven't dropped any NFTs. We haven't.
already, uh, this will be my first time of hearing it. It's kind of strange. This is the first time I'm hearing Road.
let's
And
try to.
Rora to your mom is. Give me 1 second, Splash. The way I would pitch Rora to your mom is it's an anime Web3 brand. She understands that.
Oh yeah, yeah, bro.
I can't pitch shit to my mom. Like, what is it? A dog that token? Yeah, I can't do that. I can do that with Rora. It's an anime Web3 brand.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah, thank you so much, bro.
No problem.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Splash, what's up, man?
Like,
Bro, what's Bora's current financial situation?
What's Rora's current financial situation?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, generally pretty bullish. Our treasury's been growing. Um, we've had volume coming in and out. We have some low volume days, some high volume days. Um, we're ready and willing to work for the next 3 to 5 years. So I think it's in a good spot.
Yeah, something about that. Something about you planning your project for 3 to 4 years. Are you planning on going cross chain like to the Ethereum network?
Yes. We're trying to bring Rora to as many chains as possible, mainly so that we can sustain our growth. We can expand, our user base. We can go to as many different ecosystems and as possible. It's actually going to also be written into the lore in a very creative way. Um, we have full plans on going cross chain. We're trying to come up with as many solutions as possible so that we don't over dilute the amount of tokens in circulation when we do it. We are talking to a couple of projects about assisting us with this cross chain initiative, but we do plan on going on several chains. Rora's future is definitely an omni chain future. We just started on BSC because we felt it was a good platform to start building on. So yeah, we are definitely going cross chain with Rora. We're not releasing all the NFTs at once. We actually want to create a very streetwear like feel to the release process, where there's always like a batch of NFTs coming out, and like I said earlier, it's going to be a very immersive, very unique experience, and it needs to be handled in a specific way. So I would start hearing about the NFTs and start seeing reveals and such within, I'd say, about a month, and then they would
Uh,
start being released shortly after.
okay, okay.
Bro, what are the greatest challenges and requests the team are facing right now?
The greatest challenges that we're facing right now, I really don't think there are any. Um, I mean, as a builder, I'm happy to wake up every day, speak to our guardians, work on the project day in and day out. This is my full time job. So I prefer the challenge rather, which is why I don't really find it challenging. Because when things get challenging is when I technically work my best. So I don't really see any major challenges for Rora. I actually went to like a YouTuber convention earlier yesterday and was talking about Rora to a few people, and they didn't actually go and buy it or anything, but they were like looking into it. And I do this because it gives me like a social experiment of how Rora would be perceived by everyday people. And so far, these people being like complete strangers that I don't know, it's been very receptive. It's been very positive. Like DeFi maxis, even though, in my opinion, we probably do a better job at creating passive income than most of those projects. We will, I do have a lot of friends in that space that I'll start to reach out to. Um, but yeah, I see us more in the NFT meme and normie world.
Okay, I just went into your Telegram now, and I'm really really happy that I came across this project. I'm really attracted to projects that actually slow mooners, and I'm really tired of BGN plays that just
We want to be the project that creates the trends on a macro scale. We want to be the project that can go and actually collaborate with one of the top, NFT creatives in the space, or one of the top DeFi projects in the space, or one of the top meme tokens in the space, and actually have it make sense. So I really do appreciate you understanding the vision of what we're building here, and I look forward to seeing you within the community.
all right, man. Talk to you soon.
Because we're going to be the first Web3 brand of its type, it's basically like being able to buy into Nike, Gucci, Sonic, or like Marvel early, right? So as we build the IP of the project, yes, we do have a lot of incentives for builders in our ecosystem, but we're going to start creating revenue. For example, Sonic the Hedgehog isn't even a big business, right? Like it's kind of a niche market. It's still a $5 billion a year industry. So the more we build Rora, the more we're going to be able to monetize.
Bro, do you have a P2E game and explain more about the game if you have?
We right now we're focusing on the foundational aspects, the intellectual property, the lore, the property building. We can build a game. I have spoken to a few game studios, primarily most of them in Eastern Europe. I've gotten a couple of quotes on some game concepts, but if the community wants a game and we have the funding for a game, we'll get it done. And the community will actually be able to have a say in what kind of game it is. It'll just have to make sense with a couple of the other team members on, in the Roar Guardian Council have as well. Um, and I started in crypto. Initially, I started in DeFi, but then I kind of made my way to memes, and I was early to memes, so I was able to really experience the culture. Um, so the shield to earn was based off the fact that I felt a lot of projects wasted a lot of people's times, because you have all these people shilling, but if you're not building behind the scenes, you're kind of wasting everyone's time, especially if you're not paying them, right? So we built the shield to earn based on our own personal experiences as meme coin investors. Then from there, what we ended up doing is this overall storyline of Roar was very inspired by cyber robot punk kind of themes. And then, of course, there's a samurai aspect of everything. Um, and when you think of decentralization and everything that's going on in the world, Rora has this unique proposition, this unique opportunity to be like the hero for that. um, you have this space of people that want to make a change in the world because none of us are really buying into the system of the world around us. We're being, we're being attacked by inflation. We're being attacked by, unfair governments and policies. We want to find our way out of that. So what are we doing? We're building our own basically economy. Rora has a unique opportunity to be the hero of that. And I kind of, when I was initially coming up with the lore, I was kind of like, what happens if like Terminator were to be in crypto? Because when you read the lore, you know that she comes from the year 3000. She comes back in time, and she's working with the Guardians to, for the battle of decentralization. Basically, I'm not going to give too much of the lore away. If you want to learn more about it, read it. Read the existing lore we have, and read the stuff that's going to be coming out soon. But she comes back in time because she lives in a dystopian time. Her reality has been destroyed because her reality is basically what life without crypto looks like. So she comes back in time to work with us, the everyday degenerates of crypto, to be able to build the future where the integrity of crypto actually lasts, so that she can change her present and help mold our future. It's very inspired by like an anime take on like the Terminator, but in a crypto context. So that's where the initial ideas for Rora really came from.
Okay, all right. How
Like,
far has Rora thinking of building the NFT space?
I'm sorry, can you ask that
I
question
think
again?
I think you said there's no NFT or anything. So
Yeah, I said how far has Rora thinking of building the NFT space?
How far? In what sense do you mean far? Like,
oh, side.
how long have we been doing it, or how
how
Yeah,
soon do we
sure.
plan on doing it?
How soon,
Oh
sure.
yeah, I think that's what you meant.
How soon? I would say within the next. I said earlier, within the next month or two, I would start seeing like reveals, and plans on the launches and releases and stuff.
So, bro, do you have any plans for marketing and partnership?
I mean, as I stated earlier, we have the up and coming utility that is going to come with a pretty big partnership and like partnership announcement. We have the first official Roar ambassador, that's going to start making content for the Roar YouTube. He's an established YouTuber within the space, within the DeFi space. We have the second phase of the marketing through the Quest board that's going to start reaching out to Reddit, TikTok, StockWits, and YouTube. Um, we always have influencers talking about Rora on Twitter pretty much around the clock. Literally, just go into Twitter, type in hashtag Rora, look at the top posts, and you'll see like a good amount of them. I think we got like 2 or 3 influencer shout outs just for today. Just randomly people saying how much they appreciate Rora. So we always have people talking about us. We're always going to continue to have people talking about us, and we're always going to continue to expand in any way possible to create more awareness about Rora.
can I speak
Bro,
in Spanish? I have a question. Another one.
You can. I'm pretty bad at speaking back in Spanish, but I'll try to answer you in English.
You can answer me in English. Just mi inglés es muy malo cuando se trata de fluidez al hablar.
All right, that's fine. I'm good.
Aquí hay ciclos. Los
Yes,
ciclos
Cyclops.
llegaron aquí con Rora.
No, Cyclops. Basically, Cyclops are like a metaphor for Cyclops they can be anything. They're in a weird way. They're almost like an energy robot, right? They're like a parasite. So Cyclops are really inspired by like corporations, governments, people in charge that don't necessarily care for like the everyday person. Um, and then they're also like a funny, like a sarcastic way of making fun of paper hens, which is why they have weak hands and stuff like that. But yeah, so Cyclops, they're both in the past and in the present and in the future. You can find Cyclops everywhere. Because essentially, a Cyclops is just really a metaphor for a person that's self-serve, that only thinks about themselves. That doesn't necessarily try to build for the greater good. They just build for the sake of getting rich, and they don't care whose life they destroy along the way. Um, they're the ultimate representation of a parasite in a robotic form.
Toda la sociedad. Inspirador, de verdad. Me maravilla mucho escucharte y bueno, gracias por todo.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
Uh,
Bro, what's your token advantage that can make me abandon my current favorite token?
bro, I'm
I
kind of.
mean, in all honesty, I've been pretty much telling you all the token advantages for like the last hour, man. Like everything we're building. There isn't one thing. Like name any. All right, how about I flip the question on you? Name me one project that's doing more than what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm seriously though. I don't think the gem plays are shit. The gem plays are. I
That
Yeah,
know.
yeah, they are.
that
Actually, they
silence
are
tells me
couple
all I need
projects.
to know.
Well, so far, Aurora has been the best I've seen around.
Yeah,
My
yeah, yeah,
sentiments exactly.
So, Splash, does that answer your question?
yeah, yeah. I think so. I think that was good though.
Yeah, bro.
So, will there be any other questions? If yes, let's hear it.
Yo, Kai, do you have a white paper?
Yes, we have. We don't. We actually have docs and we have a manifesto. So if you go to our website, um, Rora.app, Rora.app,
Yeah, they're all put under my channel.
you're gonna actually be able to. You're gonna
You
put
got
your
sir.
mouse cursor over the manifesto section. We have the manifesto there. We have the docs. Also, if you ask in the Telegram, they'll forward you a few threads that we've written, and that other people have also written about Rora that go over everything that I've discussed in this AMA, a little more in detail with certain things like the tokenomics and that kind of stuff. So we have like three different ways that you can learn about the project. We try to make it as easy and convenient as possible for anyone to read and learn about Rora.
I just think white paper is attractive and attracts people and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, it's the
Good
same thing as
thing.
like a document or a manifesto. It's just like instead of a PDF, it's on a website.
Just,
Um,
like- just like I hate reading.
I'm sorry.
So, Kai, do you have any plans on updating your website?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Do you have any plans on updating your website?
I mean, currently we're actually always adding stuff to it. Um, the website as it stands is, in my opinion, pretty bullish. But we will make updates to the website as we add stuff to it. We're always adding stuff to the website. We're always tweaking it. So I would say the website always has something new on it, like every week. Um, so technically, we update our website weekly.
Oh, I'll say Nobu's doing a really, really great job at designing. I think.
Nobu's incredible. I'm honestly,
Uh,
even if I didn't work with him, I'm such a big fan of that guy's work. He's amazing.
oh, he's even on the VC now. Anyways, I love the designs, by the way. Let's see. Are there any other questions before we move on?
One last question. So, about your play to earn games, will it be available for all, like for PC and Android phones?
Well, as I stated earlier, we're not developing a play to earn game currently. I have reached out to game studios so I get an idea of how the finances would work. Right now, we're really focusing on building the foundation so that we can actually have lore and everything. Like it makes no sense to me when a project says we're announcing a game, we're releasing a game with what lore?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
what are you making a game about? You have to build a passionate fan base before you can really build a game that actually works. Like that's why there's no real crypto game that's killing it outside of crypto. Like we plan on being on Android, Apple, um, PC and Mac. I would like to be on available on as many mediums, Steam, and in as many places as possible. If we can even go console, you know, we'll go console if that's a possibility at the time. We're definitely going to be open to as many operating systems as we possibly can. But I'll have a better answer for you when we're actually in the development phase of a game.
Okay, so if there are no more questions, I guess this should be the end of the AMA with Rora Real team. It was really nice having you here, guys.
Thank
Really,
you for having
really
us. It was
love the
fun answering
project.
everyone's question.
More money to come, bro. Yeah, yeah,
What,
I guess so.
what happened?
It, no, nothing, bro, nothing.
Oh, okay. Thank you
Nice having
everyone
you
for
here.
coming. Thank you for asking your
Yeah,
questions. Thank you for taking out time of your day to listen about Rora. If you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
find us, I believe Marcos posted up all our information in the Telegram, and
Yes, I did.
you can always DM me, ask me questions. I'm more than willing to answer any questions, concerns. Go back and forth with ideas with anyone, and so is the rest of our team. We're very open. We're very inviting. Very welcoming to others. So even if you don't buy in right away, just come check out our
Thank you very
Telegram
much
and
for
hang
coming.
out with us.
Kai, please, can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, bro. If I need of a mod, please, I'm available, bro. I don't mind.
Yeah, man,
What?
absolutely. Anytime anyone wants an AMA, just call me. I'll show up. I'll be here. Whatever the people in Rora need, that's what I'm here to provide.
GG, bro.
All right, thanks.
You
Have a
Yeah,
good one,
bro.
guys.
okay. This should be the end of the AMA. Thank you all for being a nice audience. Really nice having you here.